Hey everyone, welcome to Glisson's Culinary Delights. Today we are going to make my favorite taco filling, carnitas. Alright, so for those of you that don't know what a carnita is, it just translates to little meat, and basically it's braised pork that's crispy on the outside. It's perfectly delicious on the inside, so I'm going to teach you how to make that today. So since carnitas is made out of pork, you're going to get a pork butt, about 4 pounds of a pork butt, and you're going to cut it into nice big size chunks like this. This is the size that you're going to want because we're going to shred them a little bit later, but this is going to be the best size to put in your pot. Now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to get some salt mixture. I'll have the ingredients of this down in the description. It's just some salt, some onion powder, some paprika, and I'm going to sprinkle it all over our meat. All right, and then just flip that over and get it on the other side as well. All right, once these are all seasoned up, you're gonna set these aside and we're gonna get the rest of our stuff going. All right, so now I'm gonna show you how to make these carnitas authentic. So a lot of people will like to just put it in a crock pot, boil it to heck all day long, and then fry it up in a pan. That works, but let me tell you, I've done it that way and you end up having to put a ton of seasonings on afterwards. It ends up drying out your meat when you're frying it in the pan, and it just doesn't taste as good as this does. So we're gonna do this the authentic Mexican way. So first we're gonna do is we're going to put in a pound of lard in our pot. Now let me see if I can open this because one-handed everything's been hard. Un momento. All right, I got it. Now this lard I just got from our local carniceria. They have this like amazing lard. It's just like lard that's been used to make carnitas already. And so it's super flavorful already. So I'm gonna use this. But if you don't have a Mexican market by you, a carniceria or anything like that, let me spoon that out. So if you don't have a carniceria by you, I will show you 2 different things that you can use instead of this lard. It's still lard, but different type. So if you don't have a carniceria near you, you can also use just like snow cap lard like this. It just looks like this, and you can get it like in your baking area. Or you can use lard like this. It doesn't matter if it's like browned already like this. The snow cap lard is it just comes white. So you can use that too, whatever you prefer. I'm just gonna give it about 5 minutes until it like completely dissolves all that lard in there, and then we are going to put our meat in there. One thing I like to do before I stick my meat in this lard is I like to poke holes in it because you're gonna get all those flavors in your carnitas. All right, once your lard is hot and ready to go, let's place our meat in the pot. All right, so we're gonna cook this on medium for about 15 minutes. Then we're gonna flip it over and cook the other side. Make sure you're, like every few minutes, you're gonna stir it just a little bit just so the meat doesn't stick at the bottom of the pan. All right, so once we've got some nice crispy pieces on all sides, see that? That looks so good. So we're going to add in the rest of our ingredients now. Now some of these are gonna sound a little weird, but trust me, these are necessary to make the best pork carnitas that you've ever tasted. So first we're gonna do our seasonings, and here we have some pepper, some oregano, some cumin, and some bay leaves. And turn your burner down. We're just gonna simmer this on low for the rest of the time. So then after that, we've got some garlic, and 5 cloves of garlic that are crushed. Add that in. Then a full onion that I just cut in half. And we'll stir this around to get all that stuff, all that good stuff in. And then we've got an orange, just 1 full orange. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna squeeze this, and then we're gonna put the full orange in. So make sure that your orange is washed. For me, I'm kind of a trash panda, so I'll eat everything, but it has to be washed first. So Make sure you do that. Okay. So squeeze that orange, put that peel in there. So then we're gonna do half a cup of water. And here's where the weirdness comes in. So we're gonna put in some evaporated milk. That's gonna help tenderize your meat. And then, last but not least, some Mexican Coke. This is also gonna help tenderize it, and it's gonna give it a nice, good flavor. And then you can save the Mexican Coke to drink, because you're not gonna use all of it. All right, so now that we have all our ingredients in here, I'm gonna stir it all up, get all of those underneath, because you've got those seasonings and all that good stuff in here that you want to spread throughout. All right, and once you've got everything covered, we're just gonna simmer this for another hour and a half. And here we go. This is what it looks like. As you can see, the pieces are all brown. They're nice and crispy. They are perfect. If you did it in the lard, there's no need to have to stick it in the oven or an air fryer to crisp it up, because it's already crisped up. So what we're going to do is we're going to drain this, and we're gonna get some tacos put together. All right, so take your big chunks of meat out of here. They're super soft, they're super tender, so they're just gonna fall apart when we shred them. But we're just going to stick them in something to drain it. So whether you have a colander or just some paper towels, whatever you use, we just want to get some of that lard off. Yeah, these pieces are so crispy. All right, so now that our meat is done, we're just gonna let that get sit for like 10 minutes, and we're gonna heat up our tortillas. So I'm just gonna use some corn tortillas. If you wanna make my cilantro lime corn tortillas, head over to this video. They're super delicious, and they work perfect with this carnitas recipe, or you can just buy store-bought. So we're gonna heat up our comal, or a pan or whatever you've got, and we're just gonna set our tortillas on there, and they're only gonna take like a minute. We're just warming them up. Another good thing for the tortillas is if you have extra lard, you can also dip those tortillas in the lard before cooking them on your pan, and it's super good too. Okay, so our meat's been sitting, our tortillas are done. We are gonna cut up our meat, squeeze it a little bit, make sure there's no excess grease. It's easily shredded, or you can just chop it up like I'm gonna do right now. So it's super crispy on the outside. I'll show you. That inside is so juicy. Ooh, it's hot. All right, let's just chop it up, some up. I'm gonna put some in a taco. Look at how juicy that is, guys. Oh my gosh. Let's put some tacos together. You can pretty much put whatever you want on these tacos. Red onions, regular onions, cojita cheese, cilantro, avocados, whatever. Salsa. What I'm going to put on today is just my personal preference, but like I said, again, do what pleases you. Now, we have a special sauce that I'm gonna put on them. This is the cilantro lime tomatillo ranch that you get from Cafe Rio. I actually put a recipe up on my YouTube and all my social medias this last week on how to make this at home, and it is delicious. So we're gonna pour that over the top once we get our taco made. But first, we're going to add in our carnitas, because that's why we're here, right? All right, I'm gonna load these tacos up. These are gonna be delicious. All right. The first thing I like to do on my taco before I put anything on it, on the carnitas, is I like to put some lime juice over that carnitas, because it really brings out that flavor and just adds another depth to it, and it's delicious. So then we're gonna put some avocado on there. And let's see, I'll do some cojita cheese. Some cilantro. some red onions. All right, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of that sauce. And we are going to try these out. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this. Super big. Oh my word. This is so good. You have no idea. Definitely need to make this recipe. This actually was my dad's favorite recipe when we'd go to like any Mexican restaurant. He would always order carnitas. So every time I make this recipe, I think of him. So this video is in honor of my dad. And I hope that you watch my rest of my videos. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, definitely do so now because it really helps me grow my channel and reach out to more people. So I will catch you next time. Have a great day.